Hey, three, two, one. Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at in the US and around the world. Welcome to Baseball Outside the Box. Pete Caliendo, your host. Here's another episode, and we're excited. Before we start, don't forget, special thanks to Brian Crocker, our producer with the Lineup Media Group, also ESPN Honolulu. Aloha, everybody. Thanks for listening to the show. Anytime you want a special guest from Hawaii, let me know. Email me, caliendo19@gmail.com. I'll get that guest on. Tell me why you want them on and some specifics about the person. All kinds of baseball people on the show. And thank you for everybody in the U.S. and around the world. We're in over 100 countries. Speaking about countries, guess where we're heading now? It was one of my favorite, one of the best baseball countries in the world, the Dominican Republic. I'm going to introduce our guest right now. Let's not waste any time. David Valdez, former professional player. He ran an academy in the Boston area for over 20 years. He was the head baseball coach, Bunker Hill. I love that name, Bunker Hill Community College in Boston. He was the manager of the year there. A couple months with the Detroit Tigers in an international player educational development program. That's where he's at right now in the Dominican, working with the Tigers down there. And he's going to be this guy. I want to learn more about the league, because obviously I've been with USA Baseball for a long time, but I want to learn about this. The College Spikes team, MLB Draft League. He's going to be this summer. He's going to be the hitting coach. So we'll talk about him. Let's talk Dominican baseball also. Again, one of the best. Let's welcome our good friend, David Valdez. Hey, amigo, ¿cómo está? Yo hablo español.
Hey, muy bien. Very good. That sounds terrific. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, sir. Me gusta mucho dominicanos, me gusta mucho cubanos, la pelota en todos los países. And basically, I said, I love the players in the Dominican Republic, Cuba. I love it all over the Caribbean. They're great. Not only are they great players, David, but they're great people. They got passion for the game. They play with passion all the time. Isn't that great?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I can tell you how much passionate we are here. And you've been here a couple of times. So Dominican, we love baseball because this is, our one ticket way to United States and, to help our family, to get better. And this is what we do. We love baseball and we have it in the blog. And we play baseball 24/7. This is what we do. This is how we eat.
Yeah, and you know what? I can't wait to get into that. We're going to get into Dominican baseball. We've had a couple episodes, but it's been a while. But folks, before we on Facebook, I can see if you got any questions for David as we're talking, type in to get to it. It's not easy sometimes, but I will try my best. Love having questions from our friends all over the world on Facebook. Hey, before we start, I want people to know David a little bit. So let's do this real quick. We'll go back and forth real fast. Where were you born?
Well, I was born here in the Dominican Republic, in the capital, Santo Domingo. Yeah, it's one of the best places to play baseball.
And then you came to the U.S. to play ball. How did that happen?
Well, that was 1992. I was drafted by the Seattle Mariners for Pintacora de Los Santos. He was the scout to saw me playing. I got some skills. And he said, this kid, me and David Ortiz, we was signed at the same day. And we've been playing, being friends ever since.
Wow, really? That's awesome. Left-handed hitter, and folks, we're not taking calls. We're going to get to that. I want to take calls in the future. I think calls would be great right online, that way you can hear the person. Hey, so you left-handed hitter, what position?
Yeah, I was at third base, but when I was a little kid, my brother said, hey, you got to be lefty. You got to be lefty. So he got me hitting because he was a baseball player. He was playing for the Milwaukee Brewers that time. And he told me lefties are better swing. And since I was like 7, 8 years old, I was a lefty. I was a righty thrower playing third base. So I hit lefty my whole life. I don't know how that happened.
Good combination, left-handed, right-handed thrower. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you stayed in the U.S. and you started your own business. Or what else did you do once you got here? After you got, I'm assuming like any other player that after they're done, you've got something else, but you had something else going on.
Yes, absolutely. In 2002, me and Ortiz were talking about opening an academy in Boston because he was just being traded to Boston. And I say, hey, this is my last year. I get surgery in my knee. And we started doing this baseball academy. And then every Major League Baseball player, before they go to family park, they come to my place 5 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning. It was such a great thing that the player embraced me as their private hitting coach because, they saw that I have the potential to be helping them. And we got names like Machado, JD Martinez, you name it, Julio Lugo got, rest his soul, my friend for 20 years. And we were helping all those Major League Baseball players, rookie league players, and, college players to achieve their dream over there in Boston. It was great, let me tell you. It was a great run for 20 years.
Awesome. Love that. A lot of great players. Hey, me, great swing. Ernie Banks told me one time I got one of the best swings he's ever seen, but I couldn't hit.
There you go.
Okay, so now, were you a good hitter and now you're a good hitting coach, or were you just an average hitter and you're a good, then you became a hitting coach?
No, I was an okay hitter. Well, I got in my name 2 Hall of Famer hitting behind me, Adrian Beltre for the Dodgers and David Ortiz for Seattle. So
yeah, that makes you a better hitter. Yeah, that makes you.
Yeah, but being as a hitting coach, it's not only physical that you need to see what they do and run, it's mental and sometimes it's spiritual. It's a combination. It's a combination.
Into that, I love you brought that up. Over about brothers and sisters.
You're breaking up a little.
Yeah, we had a little internet connection, unstable. Folks, hang on.
Yeah, right there.
We back?
Right there, that's good.
All right.
Yeah, we're back.
How about brothers and sisters? Brothers and sisters, any of them play baseball, softball, anything?
Yes, of course. Like I said to you before, my brother was signed for the Milwaukee Brewers in 1985 by guess who? My good friend, Dan Duquette.
Oh, yeah, Dan was on the show.
Dan Duquette was the scout for the Milwaukee Brewers in that time. But listen how funny. I was talking on the phone with my brother and he said, wait, Robert Valdez, that's your brother? I said, yes. Don't tell me you're the little kid when I went to Dominican draft him. And that was me at 7 years old.
Wow. And Dan Duquette been on the show, fantastic person. He's doing a great job running his own program. Really love that guy. He doesn't know me that well, but he's really treated me good. And I really want to thank him on the show. Hey, favorite Dominican meal? There's so much good food in Dominican.
Oh my God, I don't know. I don't even know where to start, to be honest.
All of it.
Sancocho, locrio, plátanos. It's our foods that we can eat even better over here. But, Dominican food is great. The cuisine over here, people love to come, spend time, and eat our food because we put a lot of love when we cook. We love to be in the kitchen. That's why our food is special.
A little bit about, we'll get into now. Let's start a little bit with the Dominican Republic, and we'll get into the college spikes team, the MLB draft league.
Yes.
Dominican Republic. Okay. I mentioned we have a lot of players that come from there. They love the game. They got passion. We know they want to get off the island. You mentioned that. Okay. It's, they want to play in the US. I get all that. But even though they're not off the island, and maybe sometimes, at a certain age, they're not going to make it. They're still playing, but they still play with the love. Where does that come from?
Well, like I said to you before, baseball for us is a religion. Everything that we do, we breathe, we wake up in the morning thinking about baseball, we eat our lunch thinking about how that food can be better for us as a hitter. Everything we do here in the Dominican Republic is thinking about baseball. How we're going to get better, how we can go to the next level, how we can be the next, the next David Ortiz, the next Adrian Beltre, the next Vladimir Guerrero. Those guys are, our idol. And when a kid, it doesn't matter if you make it or not, you will play forever. As soon as your career as a baseball player ended, you start playing softball. And you go for 80 years old, and you see guy cannot even move, still hitting and enjoying the game in the field.
We know that there's a lot of numbers there, obviously. And, when you can play all year round, I get that, you become a better player. They got great instincts. No different in Cuba, a lot of great instincts in the players, because they play out They play like we used to when I was a kid anywhere, and we didn't have coaches.
Everywhere.
Played.
Nope.
But what do you think are some of the things that raise the level of their ability? You know, in other words, they're better than, even though they got the numbers, they're still better than a lot of players around the world. What makes them that? Is it a physical, mental? You mentioned the mental part, spiritual, whatever it may be. What do you think those are that makes the quality, Dominican player?
For us, baseball is religious, like I said to you, but we practice. Since we were born and our father saw that we had a boy, the only thing in their mind is a baseball player. If my boy's gonna be a major league baseball player, so they treat us as a baseball players as soon as we were born. First gift that I had was a bat and a glove. So since I was 1 year old, this is the only thing that I have in my hand to play baseball, like you said, the sound love, to pick up a couple of friends, go to the street, go to the bacon lot, and just play baseball 24/7. We have no lunch, we have no dinner. So my father had to go and chase me. Hey, come on, eat. It's dark. It doesn't matter. We play until it was sunlight, 24/7, 360 days a year. So, practice made perfection. And I think hungry of baseball made perfection. This is my favorite word. Hungry. We are hungry and we want to make it. We want to be the next, Tony Fernandez, the next Vladimir Guerrero, the next Adrian Beltre, the next David Ortiz. This is what we are. We are a baseball player. We are a nation of baseball players. And this is what we, transfer to our youngsters.
David, I love the word hungry, and I think that's big time. But the magic word to me that you said was practice.
Yes.
And I want you to talk, because I want you to talk to the coaches, players, parents that are listening in the U.S. and around the world, because in the U.S. especially, practice is not being done enough. It's kind of reduced. We've increased number of games. We want to play a lot of games, and then we don't practice that much. Talk about how that could hurt young kids, because like you said, in Dominican Republic, they play a lot of games because the weather's good all year round, no doubt. But I found that they practice, even though they play 100 games, they practice more than they play.
This is a great observation. Everybody think that we play baseball every day. It's not true. Right. It's a misconception. Right. We practice Monday to Friday, and then we practice for 5 days, and then we play Saturday and Sunday. So the misconception that we play games all the time is not true. We practice more than we play. We go 5 days of practice, getting ready to play 2 games during the weekend. Let me tell you, Tony Fernandez. Do you remember Tony Fernandez?
Absolutely.
He was married to my sister. And every time he see me, David, I go practice 100 grounders to get 1 right in the baseball game. So he practiced 100 to get 1 right. So since I was a little kid and I see like, oh, you guys playing all the time. No, we practice all the time. And we practice what we need to practice, because it's not the same to just go over there and practice. No. We practice what we need. If we need to achieve hitting to right field and an opposite field, this is all we're gonna do that day. We focus and go in detail what we need, because sometimes you practice for 5 hours, but you don't know what you did, because you didn't achieve what you were thinking and what would you need to get better. This is the reality right there.
The other thing I've seen is, and I kind of laugh at it because we bring teams to the Dominican Republic to play. I've worked with coaches there. It's interesting equipment-wise, okay? Sometimes they don't have the best equipment. They don't have great shoes. They don't have great gloves. They don't have great bat. Yet I see a 12-year-old pick up a 32-inch bat, they choke up on it, boom, and they can hit. We're always worried about in the U.S., we got to have the best bat, the best glove, all the technology, this, that. And I get it. If you can have better equipment, you want to have better equipment. But sometimes we overdo it with the equipment. Talk about the equipment some of the kids are using there and still playing the game really well.
Listen, this is true. We don't have the best. I don't blame you. If you have the best tools, you want to use it. My father's always said, the mechanic who had the better tool is going to be the better job. But
Good point.
you got to do, David, you got to do what you got to do for what you have. You cannot complain about what you don't have. You got to make it happen of what you have. If you got to, stitch that glove, stitch that batting glove, put some nail on the bat, and that's all you have, do not complain. Just go and compete with what you have and give the best, because it's not what you have. It's what you can, what you can show to people, to show that you care, to show that you are giving 100% what you have. Doesn't matter the equipment is not the right way. It's not the right one or a brand new one. It's what you have. And when you show your passion and you show that you care and you're hungry to show that you want to go to the next play, this at the end, this is what it's going to show you. Not your brand new glove or your $500 bat, Mauricio. Sorry, I mentioned your name, but it doesn't matter.
That's all right. No, I mean, I've had, I had an incident one time, long time ago. We brought a 12 and 13-year-old team, and we're playing a game, and one of the dads came by our dugout, and son, is something wrong with your bat? Maybe it's dead. And I said, no, there's nothing wrong with the bat. Maybe you just need to get a little stronger sometimes, and get a little bit more bat speed. And then a little Dominican kid came up with a bat that looked, and then the Dominican came up the bat with a bat that looked like 39 inches, looked like it was 100 years old, and he hits a double in the gap. Again, it has to do with, it's not just the bat. There's other things, and we're going to talk about those. Let's jump to Ortiz, because you brought him up. Okay. This is the David Valdez show, but I want to ask you about Ortiz. Right, Ortiz. What did you learn from him when it came to hitting? It'd be interesting to understand. Like when you talked to him on hitting, what are certain things you learned that were key things that helped you as a hitting coach?
Well, we need to go back. 1991, sure. 1992. The first time that I met him, we were doing a tryout for the Seattle Mariners, and he couldn't throw. His heart was hurting him. He couldn't throw, and he couldn't do the infield. But let me tell you, as soon as that guy grabbed the bat and started hitting that ball, that was set. He was drafted right there just because his ability to swing. And he always told me, David, just be simple. Just get on top of the ball, muscle up, and just be simple. And he taught me a word that I have 20 clients that I can tell you that are still dreaming about me saying, see the ball, hit the ball, see the ball, hit the ball as hard as you can. That's it. Simple. So that's what he told me all the time. And his career didn't start as great because he got a little, like he want to do it, he want to show it. And then he told me, David, as soon as I lay back and I said, this is the way I am, this is the way I do things, and he went back to his way. So we don't have to talk no more about this. His numbers right there, Hall of Famer. Just that simple transaction to the back way, saying, wait, I was doing great my whole life. Why do I change now my approach? And then he went back. I said, no, I'm going to continue doing what I was doing when I was successful. Don't change. This is the problem with coaches. Every time they see a kid for 10 minutes, they try to change, overhaul the whole swing, the whole approach. And then the kid is, lost. And he doesn't know what to do. He's confused. But when you keep the simple approach, be simple, do what you got to do. If you feel comfortable doing this way, keep learning and learning. That's what David Ortiz said. As soon as I came back, be approachable, come back to my swing, come back to get on top of the ball, see the ball, hit the ball. That was easy. Everything was, click back to my head.
So like any player, you're going to get into a little funk. You may go 0 for 10, 0 for 15. You got to go back to the basics.
Yes. Well, Mickey Mantle, when reporters like you, going to him and say, Mickey, people are crying. You 0 for 20 with 17 strikeout. What are you going to do? Absolutely nothing. Just wait. Just wait. I cannot be changing. I know my swing is going to be there. I'm a little off timing right now, but it's going to go there. Bam, bam, 3 for 3 with 2 homers. See, I'm back. So that's what I told my players. Listen, relax, think about it. Let's gonna see if it's mental, like I said to you. If it's spiritual, you got problem in your house. what's going on? What can I do to help you? No, go to, wait, come on, let's go do 3,000 swings and see what happens now. Sometimes I need to find out what is happening with his brain, what is happening in his heart, what is happening in his soul. It's mechanically, it's mental. Is he here with me or he's in somewhere else? You remember that Julio Lugo, he called me in the October before the World Series. And wait, what happened? You hitting 120 the whole season. And we realized there was nothing physically. It was nothing wrong with his swing. It was mental. As soon we realized that was mental what was happening, the best off season is like 387 in that World Series.
Yeah, so you're basically, what you're saying is you're a mental coach. That's, I mean, the brain is so powerful that first you have to understand the player, where they're coming from, and then see if that cleans up, and then go ahead. If that doesn't work, then what do you do?
Well, I need to see the players first. I need to see where you were, what different you doing. If it's mechanically, it look the same, you're doing the same thing. But when the games come, you're doing something different, or you cannot connect with your sense with the same swing you're doing, there's something wrong. It's not mechanically, because mechanically his swing is good. So how you feel? Are you spiritual? Something is bothering you? Something at home, something with you? It's not physically because nothing hurt. So it got to be mental. One of the three parts, because to be a good hitter, a good baseball player, you got to be, it's not only physically, it's mental, and it's spiritual, that everything had to come together. My players are happy. Why do I want a happy player? Because when you're happy, you don't complain. You are coachable. So something had to be fun. Come on, Pilo Pinchi, what's going on? Tell me. So it's got to be fun. It's a game. It's a game. Lou Brock said, if I don't have fun, what I'm going to play baseball? It's a game that you got to go over there and have fun. You want to go to the field. You cannot wait until your father wake you up. No, you are the one who wants to go to the field. That's why my players, I would say, watch the game, Mr. Baseball. You remember Mr. Baseball?
Oh yeah, one of my favorite movies.
Absolutely. As soon as he put his soul into, and he was waiting for his coach with his back, hey, let's go. Then he changed everything, changed the attitude, changed his approach. He was coachable, he was happy, and he became the player that he was. So it gotta be everything, the whole 9 yards when you work out with a player. You know what I'm saying? This is so beautiful when you can click, the player engage with what you're saying, he trusts you. This is one of the most important part of baseball, the trust. You trust your coach, and then you go and perform, and that's it, and be happy.
I love all that. Sounds fantastic. And, the other thing, you mentioned the Japanese, they focus a lot on the mental part of the game, right? The mental part, the brain, the health, the what they eat. I mean, and then you wonder why again, they do the same thing you guys do. They practice a lot, and I want to go back to that, but they do that. So that, the common denominator around the world with some of the best countries in the world is practice a lot. And that's what I love, that part. You mentioned spiritual. What are we talking about? Spiritual, is that the brain again? Talk about spiritual when somebody's not in a spiritual mode, when it affects their hitting.
Remember, spiritual is not mental. That's why you gotta be very careful when somebody's broken inside. It's not mental. You can talk and you have a conversation, and he can go and do whatever. Everything he had to do on the field is perfect. So it's not mental. Sometimes it can be your spiritual when you are broken inside. When something happened in your house, when something happened with your spouse, something happened in your environment, you're back in the country, something is happening, I have a friend, a Venezuelan guy. I said, he's like this. I said, what's going on? You're the best player we have in the team. He told me, my father was just kidnapped 2 weeks ago. See, there was something happening. It's not mental. His approach, his thinking, everything is there, but it's broken inside the heart because something happened back in his country. So, like Japanese, you're saying Japanese, I love the practice and everything, but Japanese have one problem. Everything is straight. We Latin, we know the life is a game. So it's a game, but with rules. That's why we are so happy when we play, because we know it's a game. but have rules. You have to follow rules, but you have to enjoy life as a game. They take it sometimes too serious, and you cannot be too serious. You got to have fun inside the game.
No, that's a great point. I mean, absolutely. Don't tell them too much because they're already good. We don't want to get them. We don't get them any better. Internationally, you know, they're at the top. You know, when we talk about international baseball, Olympics, you know, Pan Am Games, not Pan Am Games, but World
the
Games.
World Series Classic, the Classic.
Yeah, the Classic. I mean,
they won twice in a row.
Yeah, they're exceptional. I mean, Dominicans too. I mean, a lot of teams are very good. But okay, look, here's the other part. You get a lot of coaches, you know, and during a game, okay, the players, you know, there sometimes, hey, coach, you know, I don't know, maybe they struck out or grounded out, whatever. What did I do wrong? A lot, right? What did I do wrong? They always think it's mechanically. What's your response to a lot of players when they come up to you and ask that?
Like I said before, I need to follow my players. I need to see them where they're coming from. Why you swung that pitch? And if you swing that pitch and then you didn't, how you recognize that pitch in one moment, you recognize you cannot do it the next time. So this is, you're going to fail 7 out of 10, and you're going to be a superstar. So what you got to do is, let's going to keep you up. It's going to keep you aware of what you did wrong. And it's going to keep you thinking that you can do it better next time. My approach with hitter is be simple. So I never talk to a guy during the game. You struck out, relax. Hey, don't worry about it. It happened to me. I got a kid who struck out 3 times in a row, and the kid's killing himself. Hey, buddy, relax a little. It's only the 16th inning. You might have won a bad one when I need it. Hey, God is my witness. 9th inning, losing by 2, bases loaded, walk off home run.
Yeah.
So you see, now you're the happiest man alive. So don't let little burn you to kill you, spiritual, and keep yourself happy. I still have one more. I still want more back. Michael Jordan said, it's always next year, Michael. It's always next year. Just get prepared. All of us are the same. For some players, you know, he said, some players, we do more in the preseason. That's what we do. We do more in the preseason. We are all equal. We're all the same. But some of us do more in the preseason. While you go up to party, when you go do whatever you have to do that's not related to this, I'm doing this. I'm doing this.
Yeah.
I'm doing this. 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 I'm preparing myself for 162 games. Cincinnati Reds, my friend Junior Novoa asked me, David, what do you think that kid? Can we sign it and send it to Rookie League? And I said, what? You signing a rookie player? I would never sign a rookie player. If I draft a kid, it had to be to play in the Major League tomorrow. So this is my mentality. I always see the kid that can, you know, they can go to the next level. No, don't be here. Always think that you are here. And if you step ahead, like Les Brown said, if you shoot to the moon, if you miss the moon, at least you're going to end on the stars.
Yeah, you know, and I remember even I did this. And, you know, basically, I remember hitting a line drive, you know, guy caught it, and then I was upset, you know, and my coach said to me, why are you upset? You hit the line drive, right? I mean, they just happened to catch it. The person that should be upset is the pitcher, not you. You hit a hard line drive, right? I mean, what about, okay, we've had many people on the show, experts in vision training, and, you know, it's not easy. It's not a perfect science. It's not easy for coaches at all levels to train kids on vision during their practices, even though it's very important. You know, along with you, I listen to you and I hear mental, spiritual, body, understanding the player, okay? And then I've got to categorize that now when we start talking about the actual game or practice, the visual has to be at the top, because if you can't see something, I don't know how you're going to time it, how you're going to hit it. And we're spending a lot of time working on the swing when the swing doesn't matter if you can't see it, because you know, in my mind, the eyes are going to tell the brain's going to the body, and then here we are, we got a chance. I don't hear a lot of coaches, even on social media, talk vision. Maybe it's because we don't know a lot about it. What's your
We were breaking up a little.
You
But
there,
can you
Dave?
hear me now? Yeah, can you hear me now?
I
Can
got
you hear me
you.
now, Peter? Okay. So, Peter, like I said to you, I got parents dreaming, calling me, David, after 20 years, I have in my head, see the ball, hit the ball. Thousand times you told my kid, see the ball, hit the ball, see the ball, hit the ball. Visual is everything you have. But remember, if you don't have the timing, it doesn't matter if you see the ball. If you swing before the ball is here, how good is your vision right here? So I know what you're saying. Vision is everything, but you got to combine vision and timing. They got to go together. Vision and timing, because like you said, your eye is going to tell your brain when to swing. Your brain is going to tell your hands when to pull the trigger. Your body is going to follow through with your hips, with your knee, with your low, with your pivot. So it's a combination of the whole 9 yards, vision and timing. But for me, vision is on the top, but timing is in the very top, because sometimes you can see the ball and you cannot hit it anyway because your timing is off. So when I work with a player, this is what I focus. Can you see it? Can you time it? Can you see it? Can you time it? If you can time it right here and you can come out with your hand, that's all that I want. It doesn't matter if you put your right foot. Frank Thomas, he never hit a ball with his right foot. And he put it a mile. So it doesn't matter. If you can time it and you can swing, that's it. It's a beautiful question. Thank you.
Yeah, no, and I'm with you. And the reason I brought that up is because in order to time, you've got to see the ball well. So I get that they work together, because that was going to be my next part is now I got to work on the timing aspect. So to me, vision and timing are critical. How do you get young players? Is there some, I don't know, drills or something you do to work with timing, something that helps your timing? I know experience obviously helps that, but is there anything else you work with?
Oh my God. They're going to kill me in the coaching community. They're going to kill me. But, I got to say it. No, we're here in a great conversation with you, but I got to see it. Hey, I don't know how you guys can remember right now how to say it, but, pepper game. You remember those pepper game?
Absolutely.
You cannot do it anymore. But in my practice, we're going to do it 20,000 times. Hit it to the first one, hit it to the second one, hit it to the third one, hit it here, hit it line drive, hit it, learn how to dominate your hand. You talk to Pete Rose, you sit down with Pete Rose today, and he will literally tear up saying, how we don't play pepper game anymore? Because one incident, just one. It was one that happened that the guy died, broke a pinky, and that's it. Cannot do it anymore. And you talk to Ocambo, you talk to Sam Horn, you talk to Billy, and I said, listen, pepper game. They had it. Players are complaining because the Chief, he cannot just pull the ball. What about the other side that is empty? You're a professional baseball player making 20 million a year. You need to be capable to hit the ball opposite field.
Yeah, it's amazing how many young kids, because we do it all the time, and I get kids that we don't know, that travel with us that cannot play pepper. And pepper, talk about perfect timing. Kids don't throw the ball the same speed all the time, right? Then they throw it like, on a hump, they throw it fast, so you got different timing from the guys that are throwing the ball at you. And then you're working on fielding too. I mean, it's amazing how we don't focus on that. We need to get that back into the game. All right, listen. What else? Because we could talk hitting all day, obviously, because those were critical areas when we're talking about the hitting part. What else we missing when we're talking hitting when it comes to working with young players?
There's only one difference between working with a major leaguer and working with a rookie league player. You know what is different? You need to teach the young players how to get to the point they're ready. And major leaguers, they will tell you, hey, that's it, I'm ready. You see the difference? Major league players know when they are ready. And minor league players, we need to teach them when you are ready. It's not make 3,000 swing the same. It's when that click in your head, oh, that's the one. No, that's my swing. leave it there. See, the difference between working with a minor leaguer is to teach them to learn how to get to their point they are ready. And working with the major leaguers is just to work until they are ready. It's a two completely different things. And you need to know how to complement when you're working with a minor leaguer and we are working with a major leaguer. So you got to be very careful with that.
Great stuff. Hey, listen, David, I want to go back to timing for a second because, wow, I missed this one. How many times, first of all, most at bats, and I don't have the statistics, but I know I'm pretty good understanding this. Most at bats, you're going to be off time more times than you are on time. Okay. Even though you're trying to get on time, but the good hitters know how to hit when they're off time, when they're off balance, when they're fooled. I got 2 strikes. I got to do something. Talk about how you adjust when you're off time to maybe get the barrel behind the bat. So that way you got a chance to still get a hit. We don't have to get a home run. We need to get a hit or hit the ball, maybe move a runner over, whatever it is. What do you do when you're off time? How do you adjust?
Sometimes you think it's a training. Now, like I said, we need to practice 24/7, practice. But when it comes to timing, I'm so sorry to tell you that it's nothing you can do. I don't think there's nothing when you lose your timing. There's nothing you can do. Like I said to you, oh, that's my swing. I got my timing back. I'm just gonna click. There's nothing you can do. And this is when the coach come and kill your shoulders and kill your spirit because you cannot hit, but he's throwing you 3,000 baseballs. 3,000, but I can't hit. I gotta have my timing. It's here. It's not physically, I do nothing hidden. It's gonna click with one swing while you're walking, while you're showering, while you're eating. It's oh, what happened? Oh, I got my swing back. How you know? I got it. And you know how many times I've been in the field myself and that happened? How many players I work? That's the one. That's the one. That's what I need. I remember Machado. We were hitting. He was, I'm on for 12. I haven't hit one hit in 3 games. And off, what happened? I said, this, and we throw one soft toss. He said, Machado, I got it. First at bat with bases loaded, boom, grand slam, Fenway Park. So timing, I'm sorry, maybe some, people more experienced than me. I don't say that this is the key, but for me, timing just click back. There's nothing you can do, no drills you can do. I think so. This is what I think. Maybe sure. I know the coaches or you have the magic trick. I would like to know. I don't know, but I think timing is just to wait for you to come back. Boom.
And speaking about that, sometimes we're looking for that magic trick, and there is no magic trick. It's hard work, and like you said, all of a sudden, boy, I feel it, right? Oh, I felt good on that one. Timing was good, the body was good, everything was good. Let me ask you, are we getting, I know it's a complicated question, but are we getting too complicated when it comes to teaching hitting, working with hitters? We got all this technology. I believe in technology. I think it can help you, but are we overdoing it a little bit too much?
Well, 2014, you remember in 2014, when the Houston Astros and a couple of teams start doing it a little more, sustainable, a little more bringing guy from videos, bringing guy for technology, all those kind of sensors, stuff like that. But if you can tell, I think major leaguers are hitting 242 right now.
Right.
That's the average of the whole league. You know what I'm saying? And maybe a team.
The average has gone down.
And even now the average is going down and the home runs are going down.
Yeah.
So tools are great. It's access. You got to combine those two together, your eyes, the way you train the guys, a sensor have, all the data you need right there. Hey, what you did against these players, what you did against this pitcher. So, it's very important to know that technology with old school are graded when they work together. Remember,
Yeah.
Tesla said that innovation is just a combination that all ideas with new ideas. Nikola Tesla, who better than him to say something like this? So
Yeah.
if he said it in 1890, and it's 200 years ago, 100 years ago, I don't know, it worked and it's still working, why are we trying to overload one with the other one? No, no, no. Is this way? Is this way? No, it's a combination of both. I love my technology people. I love my old school coaches. I love both of them. But me, I'm in the middle. No, no. I used to help me to prepare because these kids they grow up with technology. They want to see videos. They want to see data. They want to see all that. But then you bring it to reality. Hey, this is what we do too. Okay, it's not only this and this, it's all this. So this is the way. That's why I go with the players. They love me because I will never say no. I will, if I don't know something, I will learn it and I will implement it to see the better of their, whatever is gonna make better for the players, better for the games. This is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think we need to be open-minded and understand technology and use it to the best of our ability. But we got a lot. I remember you talk about old school. I remember we used to just take a batting tee, put it at home plate, and hit the ball in the field, right? Well, I knew if I hit a line drive in the gap, that was a pretty good swing. I didn't need a technology to tell me that was a good swing. I saw where the ball went. So I think you're right.
Yep.
Old school, new school, mix it up, understand it. Don't overload. I'm with you, man. Awesome
Thank you.
stuff. Awesome stuff.
Thank you.
Hey, is there any, I know there's drills for different things. Is there one particular drill that you see that you use more often with more players consistently? Because maybe that's an issue that most players have, or does it just depend on the player?
I like to work out with players having in this game for a long time. Why? Because I'm a sponge. I want to steal all their ideas so I can pass it back. And almost 99% of the players that I train, major leaguers, or guys who play, a lot of years independent, Mexico, Korea, Japan, they all have one little thing in common. You know what it is? You gotta be stronger. You gotta be as strong with your left that you are with your right. If you can work with both hands and both hands are the equal, no hand's gonna pull the other one. They're all gonna work together. They're gonna be that combination. So the drill that I do with everybody, that I think not everybody's the same, but I like to, to at least try it with everybody and just hit with your hand, hit with your right, hit with your left hand, hit with your right hand. And I can see which one are stronger than the other. If it's one is stronger than the other, I recommend, hey, we need to do some push-up with both hands. We need to work out with both hands. It's not only your right, it's not only your strong hand. Both are equal, so you don't have a hole in your swing.
And what I love about that, I'll tell you, I'm glad you brought the hands up because, we talk about vision, we talk about timing, talk about vision. It's interesting. You ask a young player, hey, if you need to get the barrel behind the ball, to hit it, what part of your body is going to take that barrel and put it behind the ball? And I hear hips, hand, this, that, all that, and then you got to think, well, the brain is going to tell the hands where to go, and the vision is going to tell them, obviously, but the hands control the bat. So we got to learn how to use that. And that's one thing that the Japanese do pretty good because you see a lot of pitches per at bat. The Japanese are pretty high up there because they can control the bat pretty good. So talk about the hands.
Yeah. You see videos. I went to lunch with Clemente's son, and I said, what do you think your father was so great? He said, he didn't care about his body. The only thing he cared was to keep his hands here. You don't remember how far away he was, but still his hands back there.
Oh, love
Babe Ruth here. Ken Griffin here. Pete Rose here. So the hands was here. Doesn't matter what happened with his bat. After he come with his hands, that's all everything that happened, it happened when your hands move. Like you said, your vision will tell your brain will tell your hand. That's it. Doesn't matter what happened with your body. Oh, you got to stay here. You got to no. You got to hit the ball first.
And that's what that's what I love about Pepper, because you got to use your hands, and that really, and we got to get that back. We've been pushing a lot in on the show, get kids to get back and playing Pepper. David, this is awesome, man. I want to finish it with this. One, obviously you're a very good coach. You understand players, you understand the mental part. I want to finish it off with the college spikes. I want people to know about it, because I really don't know. I heard a little bit about it. I read on a little bit, but talk about the college spikes, the MLB draft league. What is that?
Well, one of the things that I'm super agreeing with the Major League, that I'm so happy that they doing it, is the Major League Draft League. If you remember, there's 200 collegiate league everywhere in the United States. So what happened was all the kids, they were here, there, Missouri, Mississippi, Cape Cod, everywhere. So the scouts, they had to go traveling. They maybe a good first draft pick, it would face a division. I'm not saying that Division 3 is bad or better one or the other, but Division 1 is Division 1. But a guy who was in a Division 1, who's draft material first round, facing a guy who was in high school, or a guy who just come out from high school, or a guy who just was playing in a UCO, or a guy who was just playing in a Division 3. But now, what the Major League thought that is amazing is, let's gonna bring all those draft pick players eligible and put in one league. And let's see what's happened when you match all those talents one to another. Because you can dominate this league, and then we're going to give you $20 million to draft you. And then you go to rookie single A, you cannot hit a ball. But why? Because you were facing guys that were not your level, that you were, better than them. But now, if you can perform, it's like an all-star. Can you imagine if we have the all-star game every day?
Yeah.
How the competition is going to be?
So much better. Wow.
So that's what the Major League Draft is all about. Now you think you have what it takes to be a first round pick? Show it to me in the league that everybody is a potential first round pick. So this, if you can perform at that level, what else can I tell you? It's Kerry Jackson and the people from the Major League. I don't know how they come up with that idea, but I applaud. I'm 100% into this. Listen, I'm stop my Detroit Tigers to go to the Major League Draft League, because I know that I need to be there to push what they do, to be there to see that the level of the players are here. Mr. Dave Trumbull, all Jim Gott, all those guys who were in the Major League, they're here now. So it's no John Doe or whatever, or my friend is gonna coach. No, you have legitimate people there that the kids gonna learn how to play the game the right way. All this nonsense, showing off, everything is disappearing in that league. You go over there.
No, go ahead.
You go there, and you're gonna show that you are a real baseball player, that you are a first round draft pick. You're gonna go there, because if you can perform in that league and that level, then you can go anywhere from there. Anywhere. No rookie, no single A, no double A, no triple A. Have an impact in the Major League team at no time.
Great concept. Love it. And I'll tell you why I love it, because I think we're at the younger levels, we may be making some mistakes. And that's what my concern is. People going, the game, where the game is going. My concern is this. When I was young, we would play 13, 14, 15 years old together, right? I was 15, I was playing with 18-year-olds. I was 18, I was playing with 25-year-olds. Now we want to do two things. We want to play only one age. And when we have a player who dominates in that league, we don't want to move him up, right? I mean, why not move him up? So that way he understands what it takes to play at a more competitive area. Sometimes I think for the good of players, we need to move them down a little bit to let them relax and have fun playing the game. Just your thoughts on that.
It's my thought too with kid, under 15, 16. I always tell the parent, my team, 13 years old, we played 14. I never played my age when I was coaching youth baseball. We always play.
Right.
If you're 13, you play 14. If 14, you play 15. And you're gonna go with guys 6'3", 6'2", and we didn't care. We're gonna go and play baseball against them. I'm very, forward to play up. And like you said, if you're good, kids in the high school, they always most of them take a year off so they can stay one more year in high school to be more eligible to do better. Everything is possible. Everything is good when you know how to do it, how to implement it, how much you engage, and how much you explain and tell me the why you're doing it. And you find the why, a good reason why you're doing it. And you can do everything. You can play up, you can play down, you can play your same age. But remember, when you sign a professional contract, you're going to face a 42 years old Bartolo Colon with a 90 years old Juan Soto. So, everything is possible in baseball when you know how to do it.
Yeah, and in college, you're going to face older players because you might be a freshman and another guy's a senior. High school, you might get moved up to the varsity, or you're playing JV, but you're a freshman. Those are different ages. And I just want to encourage.
I'm sorry, Pete. I'm sorry, Pete. Sorry to intrude. Like I said,
No.
we're not talking about ages. We're talking about level of perform. If you can perform and go, if you're first round material, I never say age. First round material, you go and play that league. I don't care if you're high school or you are at your 4 year. You gotta have the level of performance that you gonna show that you are a first round pick, because you can be a high school and you can be drafted number 1 in the nation. It doesn't matter. That's what we're talking about, skills, no age.
Great point. And I want to emphasize that again, skills. Take a look at your kids, their skills. I love it, David. Hey, this has been an awesome thing. If you want to close it off for me, anything you want to tell coaches, players, and parents in the US, my goal is always to talk on the show about trying to keep kids in the game as long as possible. And coaches are so important because they can keep kids in the game longer from a mental perspective. Anything you want to mention before we close it?
Absolutely. I like to close with what I like to say to my players, what I like to say to my coaches. Please go to school, get an education, balance it out. Your playing time with your education, you got to be balanced right there too. Please, parents, encourage your kids from our Latin countries, from American. Now they love to see your kid to go to the next level. But please, baseball career can be short too. But if you got your education part, you got to be better player, better person, more coachable, and you're gonna be. The society need heroes to play baseball, but our society need heroes to tell a kid how good they are because they have an education too, how good they can behave, moral power, be a person for the society will admire you, a person that somebody like you will invite to your program. Because I'm sure if you see a guy who's the best player, but their behavior out of the field is not a sample for your audience, I don't think you're gonna bring it up. You're gonna bring you want to be with people that bring your spirit, bring your participation in society. So you not only in the field. That's why I love Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay, Muhammad Ali, because he was not only show that he was the best boxer, but he was a person who can talk and realize that it was not a joke. We had to accomplish something in society. That's why I said to my parents, get educated, get spiritual, do everything you got to do in the field, but please be a human being that we can be proud of your son. Thank you.
All right. Awesome. David, fantastic, man. Thanks for spending time with Baseball Outside the Box, our audience in the US and around the world. Stay safe, be healthy. God bless you. And I'll see you hopefully somewhere. Good luck with the MLB Draft League and your future too.
Yeah. See you the 26th. We're going to be there.
All right, folks, David Valdez, great job. Special thanks to David. Special thanks to Brian Crocker, producer with the Lineup Media Group. And special thanks to everybody in the U.S. and around the world. Also, ESPN Honolulu. Aloha, everybody. Thanks for listening to the show. Remember, stay safe, be healthy. God bless you. And we'll see you on the next show.